Glad you're staying with us right here on The Exchange, where your business is our business. I'm Rico Hizon. Health is wealth, and when we are healthy, we become rich in many facets of life. But it requires us to be consistent. We have to sustain. Let's now have an exchange with fitness and nutrition coach Enzo Bonoan. Enzo, happy New Year. Great to have you with us on the program. So how do we start 2024 with a healthy lifestyle after eating all the fatty foods during the Christmas holidays?
Well, Rico, I think that always starts with that goal. New Year's resolutions are so popular, especially...
which are never attained.
However, I think it's better to have a resolution than to not have one. At the very least, you have a direction. But however, I would think that if you're someone who tends to fail on your resolution over and over again, maybe instead of trying and trying again, maybe figure out what happened, what went wrong, then try again.
So they should basically assess the failures of the New Year's resolution of 2023 and reassess them for 2024. But what kind of foods should we avoid? I mean, I know it's everything from sweet foods to kare-kare, chocolates, fatty foods. But we have to always remind ourselves that these are unhealthy foods to eat.
Okay, so personally, as a fitness coach, I would go against the grain when it comes to looking at foods in that dichotomy. Whether these foods are to eat and these are the foods to avoid. I would like to think of them as there are foods that we should prioritize and there are foods that we can enjoy in moderation.
Okay.
Now, Rico, the key there is moderation because anything and everything in excess can be harmful, but I believe that there's a time and place for anything. So let's say...
What is moderation? I mean, how are we going to calculate moderation?
That's the tricky part. That's why we have a profession as fitness coaches because there's a lot of nuance when it comes to fitness and nutrition, personalized. So for me, it really depends on, number one, your goals. It'll depend on your body type, how much you weigh, and it also depends on, of course, your medical history, what foods work best for you, what foods don't appeal well to you. If you do things just based on what your uncle did, na iso, oy, tito, pumayat ka, what ginawa ninyo? Just because it worked for him doesn't mean it'll necessarily
work for your body type, right? And then, of course, sometimes we hear a lot of these dietary foods, meals that are 1,200, 1,500, 1,800 calories for the whole day, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Are these types of diet foods advisable?
Okay, so personally, I'm on a meal delivery service at the moment. And I would recommend it for someone who doesn't like cooking, who doesn't have time to prepare, who doesn't even like the taste of their own cooking.
Okay.
So what's nice about these diet delivery services is that they are checked and they are reviewed usually by a registered nutritionist and dietitian.
Enzo, a lot of people right now are getting into IF, intermittent fasting. Is this advisable?
Okay, so intermittent fasting is basically about cutting out a big part of the day or a significant part of the day to make room for more calories later on. So if you're someone who prefers larger, heavier meals later in the day and you don't mind having less frequent meals in the day, then that's fine. Studies have shown that intermittent fasting can help in the right context. Now, if you're just skipping breakfast but eating loads,
lunch and dinner,
no effect siya.
No effect talaga. And of course, when you do intermittent fasting or you eat these dietary meals, it also has to be coupled with exercise. You just cannot diet, right?
That is correct. Yes. So for me, I believe that exercise and nutrition play hand in hand. We are built to move, and at the same time, food fuels that movement.
But for people like myself, people watching us who are professionals, how can we incorporate effective and time-efficient workouts into our daily or weekly routines?
Okay, so I think we can always go back to the recommendation of the World Health Organization, and that is about 150 to 300 minutes of moderate exercise, or you can replace that with a more time-efficient 75 to 150 minutes per week, I might add, per week of more vigorous exercise.
should these workouts be done at home or should they be done in a gym?
Okay, so what the pandemic has taught us is that exercise can happen anywhere, anytime. But I do believe that, I mean, having gone through the home workouts and the gym workouts, if you want something that's more time efficient and literally just have to do it in your own home, of course.
Online. And that's what you do, right, Enzo? You do a lot of online fitness and nutrition coaching.
Yes, I do coach online. However, my clients, I give them the liberty to choose where they would want to continue their fitness journey. Is it in the gym or at home? Because personally, I would suggest the complete equipment in the gym.
But I see a lot of these videos right now on social media doing those workouts at home and just using a chair. It's just all the body weight.
Definitely. What may be optimal may not be practical. So for me, I would prioritize practicality. If this is what your schedule can afford, if this is what your budget can afford, then why not? Exercising at home is perfectly fine. You can get a good workout in my opinion.
All right, for 2024, what are the emerging trends and innovations in fitness and nutrition, Enzo?
Okay, so in fitness, I guess we're becoming more educated about what works and what doesn't. There are a lot of myth busting when it comes to fad diets, exercises that are overhyped. Actually, a lot of the exercises and diets that we do see that are blown to crazy proportions they have some truth into it, but they are marketed in a very exaggerated way. So I would say right now, because there's more information going around trying to educate people about what to actually focus on, where to spend your money on, I think people are much more equipped to go into their fitness journeys without being ripped off.
Thank you so much for this fitness and nutrition exchange, Enzo Bonoan.
Rico, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And all the best in 2024. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business. Thinking about starting a business in 2024? How about franchising? We'll get important advice from the Philippine Franchising Association next on CNN Philippines. News you can trust.